Alright, today we are going to be talking about ignition system troubleshooting. Alright, now we're going to talk about coil and plug ignition system. The 2-wire ignition coil, the pink wire is our power. This wire right here is going to be our signal, with our ground being the green wire. So the primary coil gets system voltage, and as the saturation time, the secondary coil is building up, and then as the transistor sends the signal to the secondary winding to send the voltage to the spark plug.
I think this is.
Alright, now we are going to look at the 3-wire ignition coil. It just has a second signal, or it has a ground wire on the actual coil. This is your signal wire, and then this should be your power wire. The difference between this one and a 2-wire is that this one has 2 transistors. Works the same way. Primary winding gets system voltage, builds up saturation time, sends it to the secondary winding, and then sends it to the spark plug to get the spark. So now we're going to test spark plug gap with our spark plug gap tester. We're going to use the 44, and then as you can see, as it slides, it has a little bit of resistance, but it still goes in pretty easy. So that's going to be the right one, and that's the spec of this one. So that's how you test spark plug gap. Alright, now we're going to talk about the spark plug. The thread size is the diameter of the threads. Most light duty vehicles today use 14 millimeter or 18 millimeter. And then the reach is the length of the threads. And then the heat range is how well the spark plug dissipates heat. Alright, now we're looking at our wiring diagram for the HHR. Right here we have our pink wire, which is the power wire, running to our injectors. Green wire would be your ground. The orange is going to be your low ref for all the injectors, and then the blue is going to be the signal wire for all the injectors. So now we're checking voltage at the ignition coil connector. We back probed it on the power side, and then we connected our power lead from the DVOM to it, and then we used the ground connector and connected it to the ground over here, and we're reading 12.61 volts. Alright, now we're checking the ground side of the coil by back probing the ground wire. With this lead, we have it hooked up to the back side of the ground, and then over here we have it hooked up to the ground of the body, and we are reading 4.8 ohms, so it's well within spec. So now we're going to be using our spark plug tester, and we'll put it in the coil like that, and then we'll test our spark when we turn the car on. Alright, now we've hooked up the spark plug tester, turn the car on, and you can see we have a good spark. Alright, now we've hooked up a trainer so we can look at the oscilloscope to show the injector. So the top line is the saturation time of the injector, and as it drops, the secondary coil is inducted and sending the voltage to the spark plug, causing spark.